I'm sorry, you're dirty. Welcome to today's new video. I don't know how to start this. Hi guys! And welcome to today's new video. This one is going to open up a whole lot of can of worms, but you know, I don't care. Disclaimer though, before I continue, everyone parents differently. Everyone has their own ways, their own opinions on how to parent. That does not make you any less of a parent, or does not make you a bad parent. As long as your kid is happy, content, and healthy, you're good to go. That's all. You're doing what you need to do. But that being said, we're gonna do the controversial parenting tag today. And I compiled about 16 questions off of the internet and off of my social medias. I asked people to ask me questions, and this is what I got. I got quite a few on a plate because I couldn't find any paper. Look at this hair. What is this hair doing, kiddo? Crazy hair? Crazy hair? Crazy hair? Anyways, let's get on into this video. Question number 1. Are you pro-life or are you pro-choice? Starting it off with a bang, let me tell you. I am definitely pro-life. That being said, I mean, no one can force someone to do something with their body, but in my opinion, I don't think it's the right way to go. There are many other options. There is adoption, and there's, taking care of your kid if you're able to, but I understand people aren't financially ready. They don't want their kid to struggle, or there are circumstances where you didn't even choose to make that baby, if you know what I mean, so there are reasons abortion is necessary, but I just don't find it the best route. I don't find it necessarily. Okay, in my opinion, I just couldn't do it, but I know other people can, and that is their choice, but I just don't like it. Next question, baby wearing. I don't understand how this is controversial in any way, shape, or form. I definitely did baby wear for quite a bit until he was about 6 months old, and let me tell you, it was very uncomfortable because he was always on the heavier side, so my back would be killing me. It felt like I was pregnant all over again every single time I would baby wear him. It would be just a little more intense on my back, but I liked it. It was fun. It was like a good connection, getting to wear your baby and stuff like that. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, wow. Third question, baby leashing. This was one I got off my social media. Baby leashing, toddler leashing, whatever. I'm okay with it. Do you see these kids who are falling into rhino exhibits and gorilla exhibits or whatever? Yeah, I'm okay with it because I do not want my kid to be one of those kids. My kid likes to walk around and run around and not be like strapped into a stroller the whole time. And so him being on a little baby leash, or whatever you want to call it, I call it a child harness. People like to call them leashes, but whatever. It's very he loves it. He doesn't hate it at all. He understands it. It teaches them to stay near their parents, in my opinion, and not run off. And you don't have to strap them up in a stroller and then cry and be miserable. They actually get to, use their legs, get some exercise, and explore a little bit. So I am 100% okay with baby or toddler leashing. I think it's great. Question number 4, circumcising. Circumcising, such a crazy topic. I do circumcise, and I will circumcise all my sons, and that is that. I also think if you don't circumcise, that it is not that big of a damn deal. I think this is one of the controversial topics that I have where I don't really care about the other side. You can do it. It's not, either way to me is not like a problem. The whole reason I circumcise is because I don't want the risk of infection, and I know people say, oh, they won't get an infection. I have people in my life who have had to get circumcised when they were 12 or older, and it'd be so excruciating, and just, no, I'm not gonna I'm not going to trust that my preteen son is going to clean himself thoroughly on his, down under. I am not going to try and stress it to him all the time. You have to clean it. You got to clean it. I don't want to have to do it for him when he's older because he's not doing it right. I want him to be healthy down there. I want him to be fine. Okay, it's not for looks like some people like to say. I just don't want to have to risk him getting an infection or him being 12 years old and having to get the top of his penis cut off at a very older age, and he'll remember it for the rest of his life. So that being said, I'm totally for circumcising and I'm totally for not circumcising. Like, big deal, big whoop. Oh my goodness, so crazy. But yeah. Next one. I love this one. I don't know why it would be controversial, but it's adoption. I love adoption. I really want to adopt someday. My very last kid will probably be an adopted little baby. I love it. I love that there is a way for, families who can't even conceive. And I love that there are children who have the chance to go to a home when their own home doesn't want them and stuff like that. I love it. I'm so for adoption. And if you're not for adoption, get on out of this video because I don't know why you're not. Next question. Breastfeed or formula? Fed is best. Breastfeeding or formula feeding. Either way, they're eating and that's all they need, right? I did formula feeding from the start with Levi. I don't know. Me being young and stuff, I wasn't feeling it. My whole pregnancy, I just was like, I just don't think I want to breastfeed. And it's something like all my life with like my baby dolls that I was very excited about. But then once I got pregnant, it was just so much, just hearing so much and just already being pregnant. Like, it was already a lot for me. And then having to go through the whole breastfeeding process, like, it was kind of overwhelming, if that makes sense. And then I had to get a C-section. And I mean, it was always in the back of my head, like, I might try. But then once I had my C-section and I was exhausted after that, I was like, where's the bottle? Where's the bottle? He needs a bottle now. Like, I was not breastfeeding. And I think it's a little ridiculous because nurses and doctors will try to push you and 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 nag you if you choose to not breastfeed. And I think it's ridiculous because they're kind of just sitting there making you feel like crap, if that makes sense. Like, what's so wrong with this formula? Like, my kid is fine. Leave me alone. I said I'm not breastfeeding. And they would not leave me alone at all. At all. But, next time I'm not going to be too nice. No, I'm not going to be too nice. That's all I know. Next question. Can you get down? He just shook his head. No, I mean, you're getting down. Oh, okay. Next question is crying it out. And I have a very happy little example of crying it out right here. Well, he's not too happy right now. This kid, I sleep trained him. He used to be in our bed at the beginning a little bit. He was always kind of used to his crib. We would make sure his naps were always in his crib when starting as just, even a newborn and stuff like that. But it was more so staying in his crib all night, wanting to, start in his crib, not start in my arms and stuff like that. So I am for crying it out because we did it. I started around, I think, 8 or 9 months, and we did the Ferber method, which it's not just you leave your kid, let them cry, and never look back. That's what a lot of people think about crying it out, is you leave and never come back until they are freaking crying themselves to sleep. That's what people think when they hear that, and that is not the case. And if there's people who do that, I am against that method 100%. I did the Ferber method. There's so many sleep training methods, and this method was you would leave after 5 minutes, you would come back, not say anything, just let them know you're there, rub their head, yada yada, and then you'd up it by 5 minutes every time. So then you'll go back after 10 minutes, and then you'll go back after whatever, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25. And we made it to about an hour. And after that hour, he was pretty damn sleep trained, let me tell you guys. Like, he can now put himself to sleep every night. He goes to sleep, he goes to his bed wide awake, and he has been doing this since he was about 11 months old. Lay him down, give him a kiss, walk out, boom, puts himself to sleep. Not a single problem. I mean, some nights there'll be problems. Don't get me wrong, he's a toddler, doesn't want to go to bed every night, but for the most part, he's fantastic. fantastic, and he is not harmed by that at all. He knows how to sleep. He is very independent now. He is not, you know, on my hip in my bed between me and my boyfriend every night, if that makes sense. So I'm very happy I did that, and I highly recommend crying it out. Number 8, co-sleeping. I am for co-sleeping. I'm also not for it just because it does, in my opinion, bring a big gap between you and your significant other, because, you know, you have a baby with you every single night. You never get to just be alone at night. Like, man, Levi used to co-sleep with us probably until he was about 6 months old. I don't know. He would sleep with us, end up in his bed, end up back in our room throughout the night, kind of stuff like that. It wasn't always just strictly co-sleeping, if that makes sense. But it wasn't fun. It was at first, but then it was like me and my man never had time for each other. We were with the baby all day, and then we were with the baby all night. So it's like when we had to have time for each other. So that was also a big reason I started crying it out. But if you're for co-sleeping, then so be it. So be it. I don't find a problem with it. I know people are against it because they're like, oh, I'm gonna kill my baby and roll over him in my sleep. Next question. Homeschooling versus public schooling versus private schooling. I think schooling is schooling. I mean, they're getting an education regardless. Hi, baby. Can you say hi? What I want to do with him is either private schooling or homeschooling. I'm not a fan of public schooling. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot that makes me not a fan of public schooling. I was a public student at a public school. Private schooling, I like how they're kind of, you know, getting them ready for college and whatnot. I like their curriculum. They're a lot more farther ahead than public schooling is. And homeschooling I like just because, you know, obvious reasons. Crazy people, stuff like that. He'd be more safer at home. And with that being said, though, if you homeschool, you have to have activities for your kid that, you know, get them out of the house and meet people and not make them like, you know, a hermit, someone who does have no friends, has no interaction, doesn't know how to like communicate, stuff like that. So if I do homeschool, I'm gonna definitely have him in, you know, little sport teams, activities. So I have a long time to think about it. I have a good 4 years. So for right now, it's definitely private schooling or homeschooling. I am not, public schooling is just not on the top of my list right now. My man wants him to go to his school that he went to. We live in the neighborhood right now that he lived in and went to school at this school that's in this neighborhood, and he wants him to, but I'm just like, no, baby. Next question. Oh, vaccines. Yes, hell yes, 100% yes. I am for vaccines. What kind of question is that? Vaccinate your damn kids, y'all. Okay? Conspiracy theories online, you know, I don't even want to get into it. Just know your kid isn't going to get autism if they get a vaccination. Just know that. Next question. Medicating your children. Yeah, to an extent, if they need medicine, I mean, give them medicine. My kid was just sick for 24 hours with 103 temperature. You should know that I was using Motrin and Tylenol out the butt, and it cured my kid. So yes, I'm all for medicating your children. I am not for Benadrylling the hell out of your children because they're not sleeping. I'm not for that. If they don't want to sleep, they don't want to sleep. Doesn't mean you have to drug them to sleep. I think that's a little lazy in my opinion. You just don't want to like be up with your kid because they don't want to sleep. That's what being a parent is, not drugging them to sleep. But I mean, you do you. Next question. Cloth diapering versus disposable diapers. I'm for both. Baby number 2 is definitely, we're gonna try out cloth diapering just because disposable diapers are so expensive. Go through so many, and it's very irritating, especially like right when you change a diaper and they decide to like take a crap in it, and it's like there goes that diaper, and it's like the smallest crap too. It's like, man, whole waste of a diaper right there. But yes, I'm for both. Cloth diapering disposable diapers, whatever. I can't wait to try cloth diapering with my next kid. It's gonna be pretty experimental. Next question, baby piercing. I am totally for baby piercing. I think it's pretty cute, in my opinion. When I have a girl, I'm probably gonna pierce her when she turns the right age, 6 weeks. I think that stuff like your baby has their own opinion on what you do with their body, or like wait till they're old enough to say. I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's your baby. Do what you want, man. Like, do what you want. It's not, oh, your baby can't tell you what they want. Like, don't do it. It's a baby, bro. Like, if they don't want the piercings when they're older, it's as simple as boop, taking them out and toss them in the trash can. Like, it's simple. But yes, I think it's very cute. I think more tattoo places and stuff that do it the correct way need to accept children being pierced. I know there are a lot of tattoo shops that say heck no to babies, and they expect you to take them to someone who does a gun, you know, because barely anyone does them with the needles because they think it's not humane to do a baby or whatever. So I think there needs to be a lot more places that will allow the safer route to do baby ear piercing. That being said, only ear piercing. I don't even think it's allowed to pierce any other parts of your baby's body, and it never should or will be, I hope. But I think ear piercing is A-okay. Next question, spanking. You wanna get spanking? You wanna get spanking? He said, I'm for it to an extent. I don't think it's the first thing you need to do, but I think it's a last resort thing, and I'm definitely gonna have spanking in Levi's life if it's needed. There will be first things like time out first, and if he doesn't do good after that, then spank. But it's not gonna be like a beating, and it's not gonna be the first thing we do. So there's that. What? He's on his trampoline right now. This is his little toy room we got going on in here. Just toys everywhere. We moved it out of our living room because we didn't have a living room anymore. We had no living room. All we had was Levi's room. So, yeah. What? Next question. Store-bought versus homemade baby food. I mean, if you have the patience and the time to make homemade baby food, then you do so. You do so. But I would buy mine from the store because I'm lazy and I didn't have the right material to even make homemade baby food. And yeah, it's gross. It's gross either way. Homemade or freaking in the store, pureed food is not appetizing. So either way, it's gross. But that is leading us to our next question. I barely even messed with pureed foods because I did baby lead weaning. It's the next question, to baby lead wean or to not. I highly recommend baby lead weaning. First off, you don't have to mess with the pureed foods. Secondly, like, they just get so much more options to eat and so much more experience on their taste buds, and I love it. People are against it because they think they're gonna choke, or when they're gagging that they're choking, or it's just dangerous, yada yada. It's not if you do it the correct way and you know what you're doing. This kid has never choked on me from baby lead weaning. Ever, ever, ever. He would gag, but that's normal. Gagging is normal for baby lead weaning. They're teaching themselves how to, you know, get food out of their throat and whatnot, and it's perfect. There's gagging versus choking, and each one has two totally different things to distinguish which one they're doing. So I highly recommend it, and there are so many Facebook groups you guys can look at if you want. Now we have no more questions, you guys. We got no more questions. We are all done with this controversial parenting tag, Levi. We're all done. Can you tell them we're done? Say we're done. Done. Say we're done. I love you. Can you say bye? Oh, you see the airplane in the sky? There's an airplane. Where is it going? Where'd it go? It's my favorite when he sees airplanes. Anyways, yeah, we're done with this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't... He's sad the airplane left. I hope I didn't hurt too many feelings. I didn't try to go crazy. I had to stop myself a little bit, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Can you say thank you? Say thank you. No? And we will see you guys very, very soon. Levi, can you say bye? Bye.